What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the Bit of Footy YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be running through my round 4 or my gather round tips. Now, unfortunately, I will not be attending gather round this year because of family reasons, but that is okay. I still may be able to do a live reaction on the Pies versus Hawks game, or for the Pies versus Hawks game this Sunday, but that's up in the air. I will let you guys know sooner or later. But yeah, we're going to be running through my round 4 / gather round tips in this video. Now, last round, as you can see on the screen right now, I got a total of 4 out of 8 tips last round. As you can see, I got the Carlton tip correct, I got the Freo tip correct, I got the Dogs tip correct, and I got the Cats tip correct as well. Everything else I got incorrect, and that currently has me in, second last spot and 26th spot in my own tipping competition. In first spot, we have Lockie _0522, I believe is the name. No, it's Lockie _Hill 0522. My bad. I apologize for getting the name wrong there, but that is who is on top of my own tipping competition. Lockie _Hill 0522 has a total of 20 points and got a total of 5 out of 8 tips last round. But the crazy thing is, it's kind of equal at the top. There's a lot of people on a total of 20 points as well. In fact, there's 5 people on a total of 20 points, but Lockie _Hill 0522 is at the very top of my own tipping competition. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into my round 4 / gather round tips for the 2024 AFL Premiership season. All right, the first game of gather round on the Thursday night, 7:40 p.m. We have got the Crows taking on the D's at the Adelaide Oval. Big game, this one. The Crows are coming off a loss against the Dockers, while the D's are coming off a win against the Power, and that game was at the Adelaide Oval. This is a very, very tough game to tip. I can see it going either way, this game. I can see the Crows, really, like they sort of did last year at gather round, having a very good start and just continuing on and getting the win over the D's in this one. But I can sort of see it going a different way, whereas the D's repel any attack that the Crows sort of have in this game and get the result in the end by a slim margin. It's a tough game to tip, but I really want the Crows to win, just to sort of get their season started, and hopefully. Because they're just an exciting team as well, the Crows, when they're up and about. But I do think, tipping wise, that the D's are going to win this game. They're playing some excellent footy, the D's. They've won 2 on the hop or 2 on the bounce now. They lost that first game against the Swans, and now they've bounced back with 2 wins on the trot, and their last win was at the Adelaide Oval against the Power. They've got a very decent record at the Adelaide Oval and in Adelaide in general as well, the D's. So yeah, I'm going to be backing in Melbourne to beat the Crows in this game. I sort of want the Crows to win just because, they're an exciting team, and it would be good to see them, get a win in front of their home fans to kick off gather round. But the D's, like I said, they're playing some excellent footy. They've won 2 on the bounce. And they're an exciting team as well, to be fair, the D's this season. So yeah, I'm backing in the D's to beat the Crows in this game, and I've tipped them by a margin of 6 points. I do think it's going to be a very slim winning margin for the D's. Next up, we move on to the first of 2 Friday games. This one is at Norwood Oval at 5:10 p.m. We've got the Lions taking on North Melbourne at, like I said before, Norwood Oval. The Lions are coming off a loss to my Pies last round, where the Roos are coming off a loss against the, a loss against the Blues last round on Good Friday. So both teams have started off the season without winning a game, so this is going to be a very interesting game to watch. Could North Melbourne cause an upset in this game? I don't know. Who knows? Anything could happen. with the way that the Lions are playing, but I think the Lions are too good to lose this game. So I really just can't see them losing this game against North Melbourne, who are struggling at the moment. North Melbourne, they're playing some decent footy in patches in games, but they're just not consistently, playing that good footy in games. They're just not playing that good footy over 4 quarters. They're playing it in patches, but not over 4 quarters. So if they can do that, you never know. North Melbourne can get the result if they play some consistently good footy over 4 quarters. But, Brisbane, I can't see them starting the season 0-4, especially when this game is against North Melbourne. But you never know. Like I said, you just never know. But yeah, I'm going to be backing in the Lions to get the job done over North Melbourne in this game. Next up, we move on to the second Friday game. We've got Port Adelaide taking on the Bombers at the Adelaide Oval, 8:10 p.m. start. This one, Port Adelaide are coming off that loss against the D's. Well, the Bombers, the big bad Bombers, are coming off a win over the Saints last round. So, the Bombers are coming in to this game with a bit of confidence behind them. But, it's at the Adelaide Oval. The Power, they didn't play completely bad last game against the D's. They're actually pretty decent in that game, in a big game against the D's. And I do think they're going to be able to get the job done over the Bombers in this game. But you never know. The Bombers came to the Adelaide Oval last year in Gather Round. They weren't expected to beat the D's, but they did. So who knows? They could get the result in this game. But the Power, they're playing some decent footy. They only got done by, I think, a margin of 7 points or whatever it was last round to a red hot Demon side. So yeah, I do think the Power will get the result in this game over the Bombers. Next up, we move on to the first Saturday game. The first of how many? The first of 3 Saturday games. This one is between the Eagles and the Swans at the Adelaide Hills, the good old Adelaide Hills. I went there last year at Gather Round. It's a beautiful location for footy, and it's a good ground to watch footy at as well. So if you can get the chance to go, I'd recommend to go. But yeah, the Eagles are coming off a loss against the Giants, the Bulldogs, whereas the Swans, they are coming off, they're actually coming off a loss as well against the Tigers. It was. So both teams coming off losses coming into this game. But I do think the Swans will get the Chockies in this game. I think they're just too good to have 2 losses in a row. They only got done by a slim margin last round as well, the Swannies at the MCG against the Tigers, and they're playing a rebuilding Eagles side as well, who didn't score for 2 quarters didn't score a goal for 2 quarters against the Dogs last round. So it's going to be very difficult for the Eagles to beat the Swans in this game. It is at a neutral ground. But, the Swans, even though they lost last round, they're still, the better side coming into this game. So I do think that the Swans will beat the Eagles in this one. Next up, we've got an exciting game. We've got the second place Dockers. The second place Dockers taking on the the Blues in this game at the Adelaide Oval, 4:20 p.m. start this one. What a ripping game this will be. Who would have thought that it'd be 2nd versus 6th, the Dockers versus the Blues at the Adelaide Oval, but it's a big game. The Dockers are playing some very good footy at the moment. They beat the Crows last round. They kept the Crows to 34 points last round and got the job done. And the Blues, they're playing some exciting footy at the moment as well. They got the job done over North Melbourne last round on Good Friday. So both teams are playing some very good footy at the moment. It's a tough game to tip, this one, but I think the Blues are just going to have a little bit more energy in this game than the Dockers will. I do think it's going to be a close game. Like I said, both teams are playing some good footy at the moment, so I do think it's going to be a close game, a close finish, but I think the Blues will have enough energy in this game to get the win over the Dockers. It's normally a close game. Well, in Perth, normally it is a close game between these two sides, so it'll be interesting to see what the result is like in Adelaide between these two sides. But yeah, I'm gonna be backing in the Blues to get the job done. Like I've already said, I reckon they'll just have a little bit more energy in this game, and we'll get the job done over the Dockers in this one. But a tough game to tip. And the last Saturday game, we have got the Dogs versus the Cats at the Adelaide Oval as well. So 2 games back to back at the Adelaide Oval. The Dogs are coming off a win over the Eagles, while the Cats are coming off a win against the Crows. So, you know, they've also got a win at the Adelaide Oval. The Cats have before coming in to gather round. So, you know, they've got a feel for the Adelaide Oval, and they've got a good record as well in Adelaide and at the Adelaide Oval. Geelong, but you know, the Dogs, they've won 2 on the bounce now, so they're going to come into this game with a bit of confidence as well. Another tough game to tip. These two normally match up against each other pretty well as well, but it is in Adelaide, and like I just said before, the Cats have a very good record at the Adelaide Oval and in Adelaide in general. So I'm going to be tipping the Cats in this game, but I can really see it going either way. This is going to be a big test for the Dogs to really see where they are at. The Cats, they're playing some good footy at the moment. They've won 3 on the trot. They beat the Hawks in good fashion last round on Easter Monday. So yeah, it's a tough game to tip because, like I said, both teams match up against each other really well. But yeah, I'm going to be backing in the Cats in this one. I just feel like the Cats are sort of climbing back into the swing of things this year. They're playing some good footy, and they've got a very good record at the Adelaide Oval. So I'm backing in Geelong to beat the Dogs in this one. As we move on to the 3 Sunday games, the first one is between the Swans and the Giants. The Swans are coming off... both teams actually are coming off a bye last round. Yeah, I'm going to be tipping the Giants in this game. Before that bye that they had last round, they were playing some very good footy, some very decent footy. The Suns have been playing okay, but I'm pretty sure the last game that they played, they didn't get the result in. But yeah, I'm going to be backing in the Giants to beat the Suns in this one. Then we move on to Norwood Oval. We've got the Tigers taking on the Saints. The Tigers are coming off that very impressive win over the Suns, and the Saints, well, they're actually coming off a loss against the Bombers. So who knows? It could be the diagonal stripe that gets the win in this game over the Saints, but I don't think the Saints will lose this one. They've started the season up and down, the Saints. But yeah, I don't think the Saints will be losing this one against a pretty wounded Tiger side is what I'm hearing. And Liam Baker obviously got that suspension as well. So yeah, I'm going to be backing in St Kilda to get the job in this one. Bounce back from last round's loss against the Bombers and get back on the winners list. And the last game of the round, like it was last gather round, my Pies are playing in the last game of gather round against the Hawks. My Pies are coming off that very, very good win, I will say, against the Lions, while the Hawks are coming off that loss against the Cats. I'm going to be backing in my Pies to get the job done in this game. I just thought last game that we had against Brisbane was just... So, I was just so proud of the boys, and it was just exciting to watch that pressure that we had. It was just very exciting to watch. We kicked straight as well. We got 92 on the board against the Lions at the Gabba as well. So it was very exciting to watch. We do have to be careful though, because you know the Hawks, they obviously got the job done over us last year, and they tend to play very well against us Hawthorn. So we do have to be very careful in that matter. But I've got faith in my boys to get the job done, especially after last round where we got the job done over the Lions. Hopefully we can take some confidence from that win and bring it into this game and get the job done. But yeah, like I said, we've got to be very careful. The Hawks, they tend to play very well against us. But yeah, I'm backing in my Pies to get the job done over the Hawks in this one. Come on, the Pies. But yeah, those are my tips done and dusted for round 4/gather round. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you are going to gather round, hopefully you guys enjoy attending gather round. Last year when I went, it was very fun. So yeah, if you are going, hopefully you guys do enjoy it. But yeah, cheers guys for watching this video, and I'll catch you hopefully in another piece of content or a live reaction very soon. Cheers.